Hi, I'm Joe Murphy. I mentioned before in an earlier video about David Rock. He's a neuroscientist and he coined the term neuro leadership. And I'm going to write this out on a board. It's taking the brain and understanding what the brain does and how it functions and using it for becoming a leader, neuro leadership. So this researcher, David Rock, talks about why our brain is constantly working and how we can use this brain to settle down to give us what we want and become a better leader by utilizing a couple of techniques, which I'm going to give you today. First things first, when you get up first thing in the morning, do not check your phone. Do not go to your problems. If you can, first thing in the morning, don't think about work and all the problems that you have to deal with. That's a problem mentality, which attracts more problems into your life. Second thing, keep your brain quiet first thing in the morning. And as I said in a previous video, come downstairs, have a cup of coffee, sit down, open up a book on something positive that's going to propel you forward. As Henry Ward Beecher said, the first hour is the rudder of your day. What you do in that first hour is going to determine the rest of your day. I also mentioned to live in a plus 24 state. Plus 24 state means a positive 24-hour state. It's not impossible. It's not hard to do. If you use that first golden hour to reprogram your thoughts. Now, I've used this signal here. These are wavelengths, up and down. The alpha brain wavelengths go up and down, and they're at their peak for programming or reprogramming your mind. And so you want to use that first hour. Here's another idea that David Rock has. So I'm mixing some of my ideas into David Rock's. David Rock specifically says, do creative work first thing in the morning. That's very similar to what I'm pointing out that I've learned. The first hour is the golden hour. But you want to do your creative work when you're the freshest. Okay? Put off the urgent work or the tedious work to later in the day. Okay? If you have important work, try to schedule that. When I say important work, it might be something like a report that needs to get done, something around 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the morning. But your first few hours, if you get to work at 8 o'clock, need to be doing creative things. Don't schedule meetings first thing in the morning unless you're doing some sort of negotiation or building a solution of some sort for a client. Don't make your mind numb first thing in the morning. Schedule those to low ebb points. So everybody during the day has high peak hours, but typically you want to try to get your peak hours first thing in the morning so that as your day goes on, as the day goes on in terms of hours, this is your peak and these are hours. You can do some of your dull work towards the latter part of the day. For peak performance, you want to use the first few hours of the day for the creative side of things. David Rock suggests don't schedule meetings. No, most management is not going to like this until 11 a.m. because of this issue. This is your creative time. The other thing that he's going to point out is that if you have to do certain times for reflection or days for reflection, use Mondays. He said Mondays are the best for reflection. I'm assuming when he wrote that, Monday, first thing in the morning, I use the Monday so that I can see what the heck I have to get done during the rest of the week. And I look at my schedule and what are the critical things on that path in order for me to have a successful week. He also points out that for you to stimulate your brain and get it away from those obsessive worry thoughts, the 70,000 thoughts, the 80% negative, 95% recurring, go for a run. Go exercise. Take a nap. All right, those are three different things, but exercise and taking a nap are different. And then immediately after those two things, start in on something creative. And that's a critical point. After you take a nap, go do something creative. After you go for a run, go do something creative at work. Okay, so if you're, instead of eating lunch, eating a bowl of pasta and getting bogged down, go for a run. That's what I do. If you get up early in the morning and you need to take a nap, take a 10-minute nap. It's a power nap. Okay, I do that. I take a little power nap, sit in a chair, close my eyes, and I'm back and I'm refreshed. I'm ready to go. Now, after a run or after I exercise, I'm ready to go. If I can get my endorphins going and get my body moving at a peak state. Pay attention to your thoughts and what's going on in your thoughts. And again, he talks about journaling them as well. I've mentioned that in other videos. And last, remember this. You can be the change everybody else is expecting to do. When they see you change, people will change. Typically, when you change and you're on that path, people will come along with you, whether it's your spouse, your partner at work, the people at work. If they see that you're on a self-improvement program and you're doing things like I talked about, they will start doing similar things too. I'm Joe Murphy, and I'm here for your success. Take time out for the new mental diet.